Coming up on Open for Business, we talk with Donna, Wyatt, and Elizabeth Kinney with Rise and Shine Bakery. Today on Open for Business, we're highlighting Rise and Shine Bakery. We have with us Donna Wyatt, their program director, and Elizabeth Kinney, their co-founder. We'll discuss the relationship with AECPS and the surrounding community. Thank you, ladies, for being here. It's a pleasure to see you. And thank you for being a part of Open for Business.
Louis, thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So I said who you are, but I want to give you the opportunity to say what you do within the organization because I think that's important. So when people identify who you are, they can know what you do. So Elizabeth, I'll have you go first.
So I'm just a member of this community who's really passionate about workforce development. In 2011, when I was executive director at the Lighthouse, we started a culinary training program called BEST, Building Employment Success Training, and we've graduated over 550 people from that program. And in 2017, we opened the Lighthouse Bistro. I retired in 2017 at the end of restaurant exhaustion, but always wanted to do a bakery project because teaching baking skills has great outcomes. You're working with food, it's really communal, great opportunities and great salaries, and we thought we could continue the model and have a retail and wholesale bakery support the program. So a tried and true social enterprise model.
Well, that's great to hear about you, Elizabeth. And Donna, what about you?
I'm Donna Wyatt. I'm the program director at Rise and Shine Bakery. I'm a licensed counselor, and I'm new to Anne Arundel County.
Well, we are excited to have you here and welcome to Anne Arundel County.
Thank you.
Now, I've done some research on Rise and Shine Bakery, and so I feel like asking you this first question is super important. Why do this? What makes this a special thing for you all to undertake?
So I've worked in homelessness for my entire career, if you will, 30 years, and I know the benefits of workforce training to people who are vulnerable, people who are experiencing loss and incompetence and feeling not worthy because of their circumstances. So for me, workforce training reminds people what skills they have to bring to the table, where they can learn and grow, how they can contribute better in a way that really turns corners in their lives so they become self-sustaining, contributing, and really feeling a worthy part of the community. So I know what workforce can do, and the baking business is incredible. And so that's why we chose to open a bakery.
That's awesome. And so, Donna, you said you're a transplant here. So, like, what made it special for you to come? Because it had to be something for you to come from another place to be a part of this.
So when Elizabeth called me and told me her vision, she gave me all of it. We spoke for about an hour before I actually took the position. And her vision for workforce, young adults, homelessness, veterans, just all of it, and I just grew immediately interested in it. I love working with our youth. Remembering my youth, remembering my background, remembering the people that I grew up around, it made me want to give back because I always feel like if I could do it, I know they could. I know I can get them there.
So it feels like they're extensions of what you are naturally.
And what we're doing that's a little bit different is that we are including anyone who has a barrier to employment. So we've got a big demographic. We've got people who are recently released from incarceration. We've got people struggling with addiction issues. We've got people who have some mental health challenges. We've got some young people aging out of foster care. So we've got this big population, veterans, people experiencing homelessness. And what's so exciting is when you build a class, you build a team of people who learn to support each other. No matter your circumstance, I want to know who you are. And it's really a magical thing to be a part of.
Yes, the growth, the development, the confidence. It's unbelievable.
Mentioning that, so I know some things probably popped to your mind. So what's maybe a highlight moment for each one of you that you're like, this moment here made doing this worth it? What's something that you think stands out to you?
You know, in the first class, I'll just say, if you have to check the box on your application, which means you have a felony on your record, it's a huge barrier to employment. So for me, finding employers who are second chance employers, who are willing to work with our folks and give them opportunity, that's when I get excited. I mean, I think with all of the graduates from the programs I've been involved in, the most important word to the people who have been in our programs is opportunity.
Okay. And is there any moment, because I know, I mean, obviously your time is a little bit different than hers, but are there any moments specifically to you, maybe a moment in the bakery or in the classes that stand out that you're like, this is really a highlight?
Absolutely. I can speak on. We have a student who just graduated in our last class, and he is now working for us as the baker's assistant. That there is what I mean, the growth, the confidence. He has a job and he's making really good money and he's proud of himself.
Yeah.
Proudest moment.
I think that's beautiful. And you know, the thing about it is that you're talking about your connections into the community. So obviously you've had a connection with AACPS. Recently we've had a couple of events where you were able to connect to them. So our Model UN high school and middle school conference had a chance to work with you, and you were kind to give a donation, and you worked with our science department as well. Uh, what are the things that you feel like are the benefits of being able to sort of have your students give in that way?
So first of all, I want to say our connection is cookies. We gave lots of brown butter sea salt chocolate chip cookies that are over the top fabulous.
Okay.
And I think food is common ground, right? When someone has a chance to create something, they've put their heart and soul and learning and growth into this cookie. And then when you can give it and share it, I mean, people feel really good about that. It's not a minor gift to feed others with something you've made.
Right. And I know you work directly with your head baker and were able to coordinate those things. Is it something where I know we kind of came at you I think in the middle of a term, if I'm not mistaken. So the fact that you were able to do that, I think, is amazing. I want to say thank you to that. But like, how were you able to sort of coordinate those things?
Well, without Michelle, our baker, I don't know how we would be able to coordinate. She is the key to all of it. And she's fabulous. I don't know any other way to say it. She's fabulous. And when you say you want to give something or donate something, I'll do it. I got it. I'll make it happen. It's last minute, Michelle. I know. I'll make it happen. And she makes it happen.
And you did. and so now we went from the AACPS community to the community at large, because you were talking about just the different demographics you connect. What's one way that you feel like the community could connect to you more? Because you've obviously done your part in outreach and you're going to continue to do that. But what's something you think are opportunities that the community can do to connect back to you?
So we spent 2 years creating a pretty rigorous curriculum, both hard skills and soft skills. And one of the ways that's so amazing is plugging in guest instructors. We have a woman named Jody Heckler who comes and teaches yoga, which is teaching people about not responding to triggers, meditative breathing. So we're trying to give people skills that allow them to succeed in the workplace no matter what happens. And guest instructors for us are really, really important. It feels like the embrace of a big community when people come in. Cake decorators, we're looking for them to come and regularly teach. One of our board members teaches biscuit making. I mean, so there's a lot of ways to engage currently in our classroom situation, which we're on class 4.
Yes.
Donna might want to speak to that. My job is looking for the future site of the bakery. So Donna's running the program, and hopefully I'm in the business of developing our new facility, where people then will have all kinds of opportunities for the community to come in and work with us.
Okay, and so she mentioned the cohorts or the groups. So how does that work in general, as far as like, is there a number, and how long are the groups together, and how does sort of that process work for the students?
So it's a cohort of 12. We started out this class with 13, and I chose them based off of the need, the resources that they needed from us. They met the criteria. They started class, and the first thing I can say is when they got that uniform, when they received that uniform, it was like you could see the look of, yes, I'm about to do this. And then they come in and they wearing the uniform the next day, and they have their hats on, and then they start to do their first project where they're getting the ingredients together to get started on their project, their first task of the day. And they actually bake some cookies that aren't really all the way there yet. They're not all the way there, but they get a little discouraged. And by the end of the week, they've improved upon that mistake. And to see their face, they're running up to you, these grown people running up to you with their cookies. Try it. I'm gonna be fat, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. We're both putting on a few pounds, tasting
They're-
all this great products.
You just don't understand the proudness I have when I see them come in the door and they're just not always so down, but you can see the discouragement. You can see them feeling like this is another something I may or may not.
Right.
But immediately after they get that uniform and they start making friends, start baking, it brings them together as a team. They support each other, talk to each other. When one is feeling down, the other one will come in and say, you know what you're here for, let's get it done. And the next thing I know, everybody's happy, they're cooking, they're baking, they're cleaning up together, they're holding each other accountable.
And feeling more confident.
Yes, that's the key right there, though, the confidence.
Well, it sounds like it's a full service thing that you do. So,
Louis, I just want to add, it's a 12-week program.
Yeah, I was going to get that.
So you want to talk about dates really quick? We just started cohort 4.
Yep, cohort 4 started on April the 29th. It will end on July the 19th. Our next class will start August the 5th.
Perfect timing for Anne Arundel County graduates
yeah.
from high school to consider a vocational training with us.
And that's amazing. So speaking of the future, because, you know, as we wrap up, we want to make sure that people know what you're doing in the future. And the most important part is how they can get in contact with you. Because obviously knowing what's on your calendar going forward helps people kind of see where maybe they can fit in, but also being able to contact you is important as well. So I'll leave the last word on that for you of what are your plans for the future and how can they get in contact?
Well, we're starting production in June, so we're working on a Shopify account, so you can order directly from us. We're going to have 4 signature cookies available this summer, and the cookies are over the top. I mean, really, they're really good cookies. Let me just emphasize that. So I think people taste them and they're like, wow, this is amazing. So we're working on some partnerships with Maryland Live, with the hospitals, on creating wholesale accounts for our initial signature products. And as we work towards our own facility, we'll be growing the list of things that you can buy from us to support the program.
Okay. And so what would be the best way for people to find your information, as a website or an email or even a phone number?
It's on our website.
www.riseandshinebakery.org.
.org.
So riseandshinebakery.org.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you do in the community. Thank you for just communicating that to them.
Yeah. Thank you, Louis, for having us.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for your time, and thank you for watching Open for Business.